Hello there. Today I'm going to show you how to fix the dry suit that I found the leaks on last week. I'm here at my friend's Dennis Mears at Predator Dry Suits. It's a great place to come and get your suit sorted out. So let's get started. Alright Stripey, let's take you to the doctors. Come on, come on. I know you don't want to come, but for your good. Come on then. Alright, so here we are at the operating theatre. Don't worry, Stripey, everything will be okay. The first thing we want to do is to turn the suit inside out. We really want to plug those holes on the inside of the suit. Put on the safety spectacles and inspect the groin. Don't worry, even though this is a 7-year-old, I'm not like Prince Andrew. Sorry. Now the suit's the correct way round to plug the leak, so I'm going to prepare the materials. I need some Kotal, some Aquashore or Aquaseal as it's called in many places, paintbrush, woo, art class, and a receptacle. I put the Aquashore and Kotal together. The Kotal helps the Aquashore to set properly and quickly. I mix it so that you end up with a consistency like treacle or maple syrup, I guess, for our American friends. You often see people using Aquashore without Kotal. In my experience, this ends up with a blob on the suit that hasn't penetrated the fibres of the suit properly and doesn't stick and is easy to peel off, and it takes ages to dry. So if you can, use Kotal. Of course, in the field you can use anything to hand to make sure you continue diving and being awesome. Talking of field repairs, duct tape works quite well, and I've dived for weeks on end with duct tape plugging a leak. We're now going to find the crayon marks that I made in the last video that identify the leaks. As you can see, the crayon has faded. I obviously need to up my crayon game a bit. Perhaps a side mount course would help with this. The trick with plugging leaks with Aquashore is to add a few thin coats rather than a huge blob in one go. You can see my art skills here are pretty good. In actual fact, it's good to use a circular patch. If you've got square-edged patches of glue, the corners can peel up easily. A good indication that we've got the right amount of Aquashore in place is that it's not dripping everywhere. Softly approach here, rather than squirting Aquashore all over the place and creating a huge sticky mess. No one wants a huge sticky mess. This is a tri-laminate suit. You don't want to make a quad laminate suit, despite what you might read on the internet about a quad laminate suit being the best kind of diving suit for waterproofing. Actually, if you can find the leaks and plug them in a small and neat way, like I'm doing here, you can have a much more flexible and lightweight suit. The Aquashore ends up being sticky on the inside of the suit. When I'm finished, I'm going to talc all these Aquashore patches to stop them being as sticky as possible. Even so, there's still going to be a bit of stickiness there. You want the underside of your dry suit to be as slick as possible. That way your undersuit and your dry suit don't lock together and you get the maximum range of motion in the water. This can make valve drills easier and make it easy to do things like frog kicks in the water, because the suit and the undersuit are actually moving against each other. Bulky, fleecy undersuits are a nightmare for this, and they're best suited for walking your dog. Do yourself a favour and get a proper undersuit for proper diving, not something that you use for exercising dear Fido. Don't trust the quarrying gurus out there who will tell you that a shitty undersuit is the best thing they've ever used and they've never been warmer, when in reality they're doing 25-minute dives at 10 metres in their favourite hole. Look for legends who are doing real dives in real environments, in particular the environment that you want to dive in. Don't be swayed by people who are obviously on the gravy train of the sponsorship of a brand, saying that any old tat is good, when in reality it's not. Look to see what people are actually using for real dives, like I said. That will give you an indication of good stuff. So now we're going to let that first coat dry.
A few moments later.
And then we come back with the second coat. Like I said, several thinly applied layers are much better than a single poorly applied layer. You can really let your artistic side express itself here, but just be slow and careful and methodical. A nice large work surface at the right height really helps here. Dennis's gluing table is 2.4 by 2.4 meters. That's a great size for doing this job. In reality, my workmanship is not great here. You want to see what the true professionals do when they're doing this. But I don't care about aesthetics, I just care about the function. Is the dry suit going to be dry after this? And absolutely it will be. If you're paying for this job, not only do you want it to work well, you want it to look good as well. And I encourage you to check out Dennis if you ever want your suit worked on. I've seen him repair suits beautifully that some manufacturers have told the customer is a write-off. So now we come to the end of our second coat. Leave it for a while.
A few moments later.
And then come back to our third and final coat. Now back to ranting about dry suits. It's a real shame when you spend a couple of thousand on a suit and are then told after a couple of zip replacements that the suit is done for. So as I finish up, of course, I notice another area that I think deserves some more attention. Whilst you have a half full pot of glue in your hand, it is tempting to dab the Aquashore everywhere. But if I see a seam starting to lift, sometimes it's a good idea just to give it a little coat to stop that actually happening. No one wants to be wet in diving. Well, obviously over and above the sweat that your body produces. You don't want any seawater in your suit is what I'm actually trying to say. So I'm now going to let this glue go off, or when I finish dabbing around, I'll let the glue go off, and then I'm going to dab it with talc. I thought I'd filmed the talking of the Aquashore, but I actually took a photograph. So technology, eh? I think you can actually probably imagine how easy that is, but just get some unscented talc and dab it on the Aquashore. That will prevent the Aquashore sticking to anything if it's not cured fully, and it, like I said earlier, will help the undersuit slide against your repairs. So I hope these two dry suit videos have shown you how easy it is to find minor leaks and how easy it is to repair them. If you're away on a trip or a project, this is something you can do overnight in between diving days. You'll appreciate being dry and warm for your next day's diving, and it's a key skill really for all divers, especially legends and awesome divers. Space permitting, I always travel with my leak tester, that little plastic bin, some Aquashore and some Kotal. Remember, once you've ruled out a partially unzipped dry suit or a folded neck seal as a source of a leak, leaks will never fix themselves. So get on, find them and fix them. So I hope you enjoyed what you've seen today. Don't forget to smash that like button.